We are group number 12, and for this organizational analysis, we've selected TD Bank. So we will be going through a brief description, an analysis of TD from different aspects, some challenges and recommendations, and then concluding. TD is Canada's largest bank. It serves 26 million customers, has 1.7 trillion in assets. Its predecessors were founded in the 1800s and then merged in 1955 to create the Toronto Dominion Bank.
We start our organizational analysis of TD with the system design. TD is based off of an open system, which means it depends on the environment for survival and requires continuous adaptation. Furthermore, TD Bank is affected by environmental factors such as policies, interest rates, and exchange rates. The main system consists of the firm's retail branches used to provide its services, while the subsystems consist of upper management who allocate workflow and resources. Next, we have structural dimensions. TD features a high degree of formalization due to its services and procedures such as opening and closing accounts and loaning money being highly regulated by the Financial Consumer Agency of Canada. In terms of specialization, TD features a high degree of division of labor and a narrow range of tasks for each employee, such as bank tellers, credit card managers, and analysts. Furthermore, TD's hierarchy of control is horizontal with fewer levels and committees for each department of the bank, with each committee reporting directly to the directors. Next, we have the strategic framework of TD. The strategic framework of TD consists of a vision to become a differentiated leading bank and a mission to deliver consistent earnings growth supported by a strong risk culture. The strategies used by TD are outlined in the TD framework, which shows commitments towards becoming a leading bank and enriching the lives of customers and colleagues. The strategic commitments consist of thinking like an owner, acting like a customer, executing with speed, innovating with purpose, and developing our colleagues. TD's operational framework consists of increasing returns to the bank and shareholders. TD has strived towards this by increasing dividends consistently and increasing them in 2021 to $3.16 per share. TD was also the leading Canadian bank in terms of total deposits and assets in 2020. The next operational goal is employee development. This is an operational priority to increase equity, inclusivity, and productivity within the firm. TD does this by offering over 1,000 training programs and education opportunities to its current employees to further advance their careers at the bank. The last operational goal is to innovate. TD's goal is to shape the future of banking around the digital age and increase digital banking activity by providing more digital services. TD has grown massively in the digital banking sector with its customer base reaching over 14.8 million users.
TD uses a functional organizational structure. It identifies three main management levels. The first level of control has board of directors and a CEO. This level control all departments like marketing, corporate, risk management, human resource, etc. The level 3 include credit card and unsecured lender department. At the lower levels, the employees report to individual department heads. It ensures proper consolidation of expertise and skills for the bank. The environment includes all factors and elements outside the bank boundaries with the potentials to affect its operations and profitabilities. As for task environment, these sectors affect the organization. Industry sector, TD operates in the banking industry. It faces competition in the industry like CIBC, RBC, Scotiabank. Market sector, TD has adopted technology to provide a seamless customer experience. Human resource sector, TD has invested in employee development by providing self-learning platforms and assistive technologies to boost productivity. International sector, TD has a lot of international competition like foreign bank and other payment gateways such as Alipay and PayPal. In terms of general environment, there are also 4 sectors. Government sectors, social cultural sector, TD must survey and understand customer demographic changes and adjust its operations to them. Technology sector, as mentioned earlier, TD has made progress by adopting AI and live chat to improve customer experience. Economic sector, for example, right now global pandemic impacts banks' profitability and operations as countries restricted movement and income level decrease. TD's environmental uncertainty would include a lack of information and on industry direction and industry volatility, high turnover and unstable international sector. TD can mitigate environmental uncertainty through planning, forecasting, facilitating faster response to environmental change. It can also integrate mechanistic management processes to facilitate ease of adoption and response to uncertainty. Now I'll pass it to next person talking about organization size.
Toronto Dominion Bank is considered to be a large organization as it is the largest bank in Canada and the 25th largest bank in the world. The advantage of this is its global reach operating in countries like Canada, America, Mexico, India, and China. This is possible due to its substantial financial reserve, investors, guaranteed return on investment, and resources. The disadvantages are the lack of flexibility and strain on aspects like communication or slow response to a dilemma due to its complex structure. In its entrepreneurial stage, one of TD's predecessors was founded under the name the Bank of Toronto, while the other was named the Dominion Bank. Each bank was founded for its own purpose, one being to financially support grain millers and merchants, and the other for economic and national development projects. In its collectivity stage, the two banks merged in order to serve the common goal of supporting economic growth for Canada after the Great Depression. This then created the Toronto Dominion Bank. In its formalization stage, TD divided its organization into three business lines, which are Canadian retail, U.S. retail, and wholesale banking. Currently, TD Bank is in the elaboration stage of the organizational cycle. It dominates various segments, such as having a 21% market share in Canadian business banking. It overcomes its need for revitalization by continuously innovating, as it was awarded Most Innovative Digital Bank 2 years in a row. TD Bank's ethical and leadership values are represented by the company's guiding principles, code of conduct and ethics, and leadership profile. Some of the guiding principles of TD Bank are be an extraordinary place to work, demonstrate unwavering integrity, and inspire the will to win. TD Bank has an organizational culture type of a mission culture. This is demonstrated in its vision to be the better bank. TD strives for high goal achievement as shown in their guiding principles that say increase shareholder value, enhance our brand, and operate with excellence.
Now we'll be talking about the challenges faced by TD Bank. Systematic outage. Given the significant increase in demand for technological innovations in our current world, it is inevitable that many companies will face some issues from time to time. A recent example of possible issues is one they faced on February 25th, where they experienced a major IT systems outage that prohibited clients from accessing their online bank accounts. Deposits made the day before or during the outage weren't processed and not credited to client accounts. TD Bank, in response, claimed to have the issue fixed within a couple of hours. Clients were frustrated and afraid of losing their deposits, which resulted in chaos. This challenge is associated with the structural dimensions organizational aspect of TD Bank. And the particular reason for the issue being related to this aspect is because TD Bank requires substantial education from its employees, and the employees have a specialization of a small range of tasks. What we recommend is investing in a more extensive employee training program, meaning increased productivity, quality of work, and reduced faults. And moreover, they invest in quality control measures to ensure that these issues rarely occur or that they never do. We understand that this is costly to undergo. However, customer satisfaction is a priority for banks, and if similar issues happen frequently, they will lose their customers to competitors. The coronavirus has changed the world as we know it significantly and never fails to surprise companies and individuals with more challenges. Many firms were affected by COVID directly and experienced a decrease in revenue, which means a decrease in their ability to repay loans. Consequently, individuals lost their jobs, which means that they won't be able to make their mortgage payments and/or credit payments. There has been also an unprecedented increase in demand for credit, all of which also results in losses for TD Bank. This is directly associated with the external environment and uncertainty aspect of the organization. What we recommend is investing in forecasting and crisis control management, as well as providing flexible services to clients to keep customer satisfaction levels high, in addition to what they actually did by supporting programs implemented by the government, central banks, regulators, and crown corporations to mitigate fallout of the worldwide crisis. Increased competition. TD Bank has always been one of the best in the banking sector. Nonetheless, competition is rising and increasing in many creative and advanced ways. There are new technologies that raised customer expectations of banking services. In addition, these new technologies are not subject to regulatory rules which allow for significant growth, such as Apple and Google mobile payment. These new technologies allow customers to pay without pulling out their credit card or their debit card, just by using their smartphones or wearable technologies. This challenge is directly associated with the environmental sectors and uncertainty aspect as well. What we recommend is that TD invests in R&D to develop new ways that bring more convenience and, for example, implement an easy-to-use application to be downloaded on any smartphone or wearable technology that bring further convenience and speed to the table. Also, TD Bank must understand industry trends and adopt sustainable and competitive strategies to succeed. Thank you all for watching. If you have any questions, let us know.